Hey guys, thank you so much for being here this morning. I am very excited to be here as always, so I can talk to you guys and see you guys. I did leave a question for you guys to answer once you actually get in here. And basically, if you're watching this on the replay or you're watching this live, I'm really asking kind of what area of your business do you feel like needs the most attention? Because today I'm going to be giving you 10 tips to really get your business up and running and to kind of go back and do a little bit of spring cleaning for your business, no matter what type of business you have or what type of slowdown period you have during this mandatory slowdown. And I want to really start with just talking about, this is going to also be my video for tomorrow. So I just want you guys to know that too. So you'll see this again tomorrow. Don't worry if you can't make it today. But basically, if you see me looking down, I'm looking down at my notes because I do have 10 things that I think that you should focus on during this period of time, which are things that we don't generally get to focus on when we are busy and we're working and our businesses are in full swing. And so this is really in some ways, a little bit of a gift to really take the time out to slow down and look at the areas of your business that need some really focused attention. One of those things is your financial health. The financial health of your business is really important because this is one of the things that obviously will set you up for the future and really help you make some decisions when we are able to go back to business as usual. So for a lot of you, this is really just kind of getting to know like your financial outlook, your overall situation. Sometimes it's not as bad as you think, but sometimes we let that go over time when we're not focused on taking the time to look at that. So that's my number one suggestion. My number one suggestion is to really take the moment to look at your financial health and your financial situation. See where you are, see what's working, what's not been working, what has been the most profitable area, what has been the most profitable way of getting either new donors, new customers, what ways are working. And then also you'll want to take a look at your social media channels too. This isn't a side, this is not an actual tip, but looking at your financial health will also show you kind of your financial like how are things aligning as far as your finances and your social media? Are people coming in, are customers coming in from your social media? Hi, Natasha, good to see you. Thanks for being here. So are things coming in from certain social media channels more so than others? Because that will show you where you can lean in and really kind of direct your strategy later when you get back into the full swing of things. And I'm sorry, you guys, I have to take a little something. Now, the next thing is I want you guys to really focus on getting centered. So oftentimes when we start our businesses, we start with a purpose and we start with a focus, and then we start getting in information and all the things that we should be part of. Like we should be on this social media, we should be on that social media, we should be doing this for our website. We should be doing that. And sometimes we lose focus of what our actual purpose was. And so this is a good time to get centered and refocus on your actual purpose and start realigning your business with the purpose that you originally started with. So start looking at things that, like when you're starting and you're during this financial period of like slowdown, what is it that you could go as lean as possible in your organization that would allow you to still make the funding that you need, whether this is for profit or nonprofit, allowing you to actually make the funds that you need to continue your business? What is it that you are stretching yourself too far to try to do that you're not necessarily gaining traction in? But also, what is it that you could be doing that is more directly aligned with your focus and your purpose? Because that is really something that many of us, we forget to keep in mind. And so if that's been something that has been a problem for you, like you kind of got off center with your focus, just send like a heart or something through just to let me know that, yeah, I mean, all of us have been there, and you always need to refocus on your purpose anytime in your business. And during a slowdown is a great time to do that. And so since we're in that, that's what I think you guys should do. So alignment is really key. And I've said this many times, but The alignment with your purpose is really the key to building a very good strategy and something that's going to take you where you want to go in your business. So remember that. Let's see. Okay, so when we talk about your strategic vision, and for those of you that did sign up for the Academy course, you guys know that this is something that's a really big focus for me. And if you don't know, you will see that in the course. But your strategic vision is huge. And it's always good to use your purpose as that alignment. And then when you're creating your strategic vision and you're creating those goals and KPIs, you want to make sure, and those KPIs are key performance indicators. And so when you're looking at those things, are those all in alignment right now? And if they're not, this is a good time to slow down, look at that, because when you come back together with your business, whether it's with your board of directors or with your employees or your staff or your volunteers or anyone who's helping you with your business, when you come back from this period, which they just added another 30 days, which is, I know, a really big bummer for a lot of us. But when you come back from this, you're going to need to have some sort of meeting, some sort of realignment with your business so that people understand the direction of the business again. You're going to need to do that. And so this is a really good time for you as the leader of your purpose to make sure that you have all your ducks in a row and make sure you understand the direction that you're trying to take your business and how you want to convey that and all of the different types of tools and things that you're doing to get you guys there. So that's why sometimes I want to make sure that you guys that's why I talk about these 3 things, because these 3 things are really the preparation points of your business, your financial health, you're centered with your purpose, and the alignment of your strategic vision. Those are 3 things that even if you only do these 3 things out of your business during this slow period, it's a really good time to really focus on where is the money coming from, what are we doing with the money, and what are we doing with our resources, and where are we actually going. And so all of those 3 things are in these 3 tips that I'm telling you right now. Now, the last thing I want to say is, I talked about it a little bit in the first one, but your analytics. You really want to start preparing yourself for your analytics. Now, I'll be doing an individual video on most of these things, especially your analytics, because taking the time to both set up analytics for your website and also taking the time to set up and look over your analytics for your social media is huge. We forget that those things actually point us in the right direction and tell us if we're on the right track. So when I was asking you earlier to look at your financial health and find out what social media platforms are working for you and which social media platforms are not, this is to avoid you feeling stretched and overloaded or like you're trying to do too many things at once. And I know that many of you can possibly feel that way because I do too. And I think like during this time, it's nice to slow down just a little bit and figure out what is actually working. And that's the point of taking this time to actually look at your business and find out kind of what's going on with your financial health. Hi, Dee. It's good to see you. I'm glad you're here. And so just you want to find out exactly like what is going on with your business. Where is the money coming from? Not the potential money. Like what money do you actually have that you're going to be working off of for the next few months? And this is for everyone because right now, money is drying up, right? The economy's drying up, and we're in an economic slowdown, in a potential recession. And I'm not an economist or anything, but I mean that's kind of a big deal. And so it's important for you as a personal, as a leader of your business, to really understand that you're at the helm, and you need to show your followers, your people that support you, your crew, essentially, what is happening and where you guys are planning to go. So when you come back to your board, you're going to need to talk to them about the financial health of your business. And you need to be clear on what that is and what you plan to do from here on out. Are you going to do an event that's going to do something? Is your community prepared to have an event? Is there something that you can do to be a resource right now for your community, whether it's providing education online or it's creating a course that helps people get through certain things. And maybe you're providing that for free. Maybe you're providing that for some other reason. For free, or maybe you're providing it for a nominal price. But I want you to not focus so much on income right now, more so on awareness and staying top of mind with people. Because the financials will come, but they may be a lot later than any of us expected. For our economy to kind of make it back, so that people are willing to still give and support extraneous things or purpose or things that are important to them. But a lot of people are just trying to get their families in order and make sure that they can survive and make it. Thank you so much, Whitney. Good to see you too. So I just want to make sure that you guys don't give up on the financial area, but focus more on the awareness side, so that when people are ready to give again, you are prepared to receive it. And also have your board ready as well. So the first 4 things were, get your financials in order. And when I say get your financials in order, that really means like get a hold of your finances and really understand where that money is coming from and what you can depend on over the next few months. Really focus on that. If you don't know how to use QuickBooks, know how to use QuickBooks. And if you're coming into the academy, I do have that prepared for you guys so that you'll learn how to do QuickBooks and all of that. Get centered with your purpose and your strategic vision. And then also check on your analytics. Okay, so preparing to move forward. So the last thing, well, not the last thing, but the last area is really about starting up and kind of like getting the foundation of your business together. This part is about more moving forward and how you're going to prepare yourself to propel forward. So learn and teach. So what I want to say here is, I'm trying to think of the best way to say it to talk to everyone, but all of you have, I see your question. I'll get to that in just a second, Dee. All of you have an industry that you're part of. So if you're talking about child abuse, you want to get very clear on what's happening in the industry right now. How is COVID-19 affecting this industry, which I know there is a lot of child abuse cases that are going, there are a lot of child abuse cases that are going up. And those are the types of pieces of information that when you're keeping up in your industry and you understand what's going on, you understand your donor, you understand your customer or your client that you're helping, and you understand your audience, whoever that might be that you're talking to on social media, put that information up. And if you're talking to your donors, put that information in your newsletter in a way that would be helpful for them, for you to stay top of mind. So really, those are the types of things that you want to focus on in that learning and teaching area. So you want to learn about your industry and you want to dive deep into that. You have a lot of extra time. These are the ways that you kind of stay ahead of the game and stay ahead of the other things that are happening in your industry and your competitors, all of those things. You have to stay ahead of the game. And this is the time that you're able to do that by preparing and learning and teaching it. So really quick, I'm going to take a question from Dee. I was recently asked if I would implement my reading program with the city of Las Vegas. Batteries included, use summer camp. So I've been working on that. Okay. Yes. So Dee, for you, obviously reading is huge, right? So if reading is the focus of your organization, then in your awareness tactics and the things that you're going to be doing for your social media and things like that, you'll want to be putting out like books that maybe people can read right now, or that they can read to their kids, or different reading strategies that maybe people didn't know. I mean, you have the ability to really stay top of mind because a lot of parents are looking for reading strategies to help with homeschooling. A lot of parents have never homeschooled in their lives, and I could say I'm one of those people for sure. And maybe we don't know all of the things that we can do to help our kids keep up on their reading. And so you have a really rare and this is a truly opportune time for you to build some clout in your area and for your reading program. not just in Las Vegas though, but all around the world, essentially. And sending people to platform, whatever that might be, if it's your website, also sending people on social media and tagging the reading and homeschooling moms, all those types of things. Really get into how you can get your message out there and how you can really be a resource right now as a business. Because right now, that is capital. Being a resource is like financial capital for your business. It's like banking away that capital. So when people come out of this narrow focus of like just living and just trying to make it through this period of time where a lot of people are not making incomes and a lot of people have been laid off and they don't know what they're going to do, one, with their kids home, and two, financially, just to get through this period of time. So if you're not one of those people, you're very lucky. And the best thing that you can do is to really focus on educating the public and learning and becoming better at whatever it is that you do in your industry. Number 6, so connecting. Okay, connecting is like so big right now. If you guys are able to, and I'm going to give you an example of how like I just figured out a way that, and it was kind of serendipitous, but I don't know if you guys have seen my Instagram at all today, but I'll be doing a interview with Melanie Oates, and she's also been one of my students in this program, and she's kind of like a ride or die. She's been with me like through everything, which is awesome. And she started here for a reason, and so I'm going to interview her, and it just kind of happened. She ended up on one of my lives on Friday. Excuse me. She ended up on my live on Friday, and I asked her if she would come on screen, and she did. And then we just started chatting, and I said, oh my gosh, we should do this as, you know, an actual segment or something. And so now we're going live today at 3 p.m. So if you want to come join us there on Instagram, we'll be there at 3 p.m. today. But what I'm trying to say is you can reinvent some things that you would normally do in a very controlled environment, and you can be a little more spontaneous and a little more fun for your organization or for your business, things that you would not maybe normally do, and use those platforms as a way to connect with people. I'm not just talking about like Zoom, and I'm not just talking about FaceTiming people. I'm talking about making a bigger splash, stepping out and doing something you would normally never do. I would normally never interview someone on Instagram, but that might become a new weekly show that I do instead of doing social life shout outs or whatever the case, because I do love to connect with you guys. I realize that's something that's really important to me, and it's just something I really enjoy. So if there's something that you enjoy, like maybe you're an excellent writer, or maybe you're really good at explaining a concept, or you have something that you've been wanting for such a long time to put out there to the world, but you haven't had the opportunity to do it, but now you're home. This is the opportunity. This is the time. Don't let it pass you up. Do not let this time pass you up without accomplishing something. And honestly, like that is my biggest fear with this period of time, is like, I don't want to come out of this quarantine or mandatory slowdown or social distancing, whatever you want to call it, and not have accomplished something with the extra time that I've been given. So try to think about it that way. And if there's something that you're kind of thinking about and you want to explore it a little bit, just write it in the comments and we can talk about it. Because I do think it is really important for you guys to step out and try something new. Even if you don't feel like your organization is fully prepared and ready to move forward, right? Like maybe you don't have all the bells and whistles that you've wanted, but if you have a minimum viable product, use that and move forward and keep going. You'll have lots of time over the next year when the economy is rebuilding and people are still trying to get their stuff together. Let me see, 1 second, guys, really quick. I'm sorry. But yeah, I mean, I think that you have to, sorry, I just got a call from my husband. I think that the most important thing is to really focus on that inbound strategy. And I'll be doing a whole video on inbound strategies and all of that. But yes, D, you evaluate your day before you go to bed at night. Absolutely. And the best quote I've ever heard is, you should end your day before you start your day. So know what you're going to do long before you even get out of bed, know exactly what you're going to do and what you're going to accomplish for that day. And I think that is more important than ever during this period of time, because, you can sleep in, you can do all kinds of things now that you never had the opportunity to do before. So let's see. Definitely using this time to prepare for my first annual charity dinner in August. Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's amazing. And that's fantastic. And so right now you might want to consider, Whitney, like getting, I don't know, I would tell you to start selling tickets like sometime in July or in June. I know that's very close. But it is good to just start preparing and getting a sense of how people feel about that event, and if you should push it back or if you should keep it at the same date or whatever the case. But you have a lot of time to really focus on those things. And so you can start talking about the decorations that you're going to have. You can start talking about your speakers that you're going to have. Like, start building momentum for that event, even if you don't have a specific date just yet. So I love what you guys are saying. Excuse me. I don't know why my throat is so dry. Okay. So the next thing I was going to say is, which is what I'm doing right now, and why I wanted to share this with you guys. Use this time also to get testimonials from people who are in your business. Use this time to connect with the people who are supporting your business. Like, highlight those people. Talk about them. You can interview people too on Instagram or on Facebook Live or whatever you want for your audience. So find people that are part of your business. You can interview your board members. You can highlight people who have supported you. You can ask them for a photo. Dee, I just did this. I asked you for a photo and you tell me your mission, and then I get to post that on my social media, and that's just a Social Life shout out, and that's what I've been doing for a while. But this is the time where you can still connect, highlight, and create awareness for your business and still be the leader in your industry, because other people are focusing on the financial aspect only and trying to figure out how they can make money from this situation. You can be focusing on how to build awareness. Right now, people are looking for other things. They're looking for different news and different anything other than COVID-19, because not everyone wants to hear about COVID-19 24/7. So make sure that you're using this time to really position yourself in a good place, while others are focusing on other things. This is a great, this is an opportune time. That's all I can say. There's so much opportunity here. Let me see here. I just want to make sure I get up here. Okay. Now, giving people that little boost is huge. So think about who in your organization you can highlight, who you can support, who you can spotlight, any of those things, so that you can actually connect with the people who are supporting your organization the most. And also have information to put out there on your social media, which it helps you too. Like, it's a win-win situation. If you are highlighting someone else and then they in turn are saying thank you or talking about your organization or what you've done to help them, those are all win-win situations for everyone. So I just want you to think about that. Find some way that you can highlight or grab testimonials, or everybody can use that, right? Everybody could use a testimonial about their organization. So Dee, this is a great way for you to really talk to some of the parents in your program, get those testimonials, put them into a nice graphic, and put them up on your social media, put them up on your website, put them up on your page, put them up on anything. Let people see how the program works and why it works and what these kids are getting from it. Those are your best advertisements, okay? When you guys go through the programs, the UYP course or any of that stuff, and you guys talk about it, you're my best advertisement. I couldn't come up with a better advertisement than that. So the next thing is to also network. This is a good time to start networking with people, both on social media, in person. Maybe you have some business cards that you've collected over time. This is a great time to sit down, email those people, let them know what you do, and try to make that connection. It doesn't have to be a connection to make the ask just yet, but open that line of communication. Find out how they're doing during this period of time. Find out if there's anything that you can help them with from your program, that you can help them understand anything or any information they'd like to know. Because right now you have the time, you can give them those things. Sometimes you'll ask for that information and you're like, sure, I'll get that to you, and you forget, or you get home and your family is, you're crazy, you've got places to be. Like, the best thing I have learned about this whole thing is that I don't have to drive anywhere. I don't have to drive my kids, so I have so much extra time, like hours of extra time, that I would normally be driving my kids to practice or picking them up from school or dropping them off or whatever the case. So try to look at the day as something that, I don't have another way to look at it except like it really is a gift. So try to look at it in that way and try to capitalize on it from different angles, outside of potentially the financial aspect, since we know a lot of people are going through hardships right now. But when I say to network, this is a great time to connect with another organization that does something similar to you, or that you would potentially want to build a partnership with, as far as like a working relationship partnership, or you want them to understand a little bit more about your organization. When you're asking about a partnership though, I would wait on that ask, and I would craft it, like you can craft the whole email, but set it and wait for times to get better. Now, if it's an essential business, like what they're calling essential businesses right now, and you have maybe an essential business and you guys can come together and create something beneficial for your community, then this might be a great time to actually create that partnership. But you have to be smart about the situation. You have to be smart about your audience and smart about the person that you're talking to, and how you're going to frame your communications and how you're going to frame these things. So for me, when it came to interviews and things, the way I framed it is that I'm trying to inspire, my audience. I want you guys obviously to unleash your something amazing. I want you to get out there and still use this period of time as a gift. And so the interviews are more of a, let's look at somebody else's journey. Let's see what they've done and how they got there, to hopefully motivate and inspire other people. But I'm not going to be making any asks. I'm not going to be talking about how they can buy my course or how they can do anything like that, because that right now is not the appropriate time for my audience, if that makes sense. So let me know if there's some things that you can think of that you want to start networking, or people that you have wanted to network with but you haven't had the opportunity, because the opportunity's here. It's right now. People are home. All you have to do is email them. And if they don't want to respond to your email, that's on them. But at least you tried and you made the communication. So, I think that is probably, if I had to leave you guys with one tip, that would probably be my best tip, is to start networking right now. Make those connections, talk to people. And I'm talking about people that you might not normally be able to reach. Like if you have something in your community where, maybe you need the mayor's help, or you need a top administrator or something from a company, this is the time to email. This is the time to talk to them, because they have more time than before. So really try to think about the types of people that you want to focus in on and that you want to make those connections with, that you think would be beneficial to your organization, or that you could help, your organization can help them, and really try to make those connections. Again, we're not trying to make the ask. We're just trying to make the connection. You're just networking. That's all you're doing. And it could be as simple as an email, we ran into each other. Hi, my name is Ashlee Tate. I ran into you at a year ago, and I've been going through my business cards and wanted to really reach out to some of the people that I know wanted to make an impact in our community, blah, 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 and then go from there. I just wanted to check in with you to see how you're doing during this COVID-19, and I'd love to set up a meeting once this is all over with. Boom, you're done. This is not difficult, and it doesn't have to be anything amazing. You can just say where you're from, who you are, and that you want to hook up or schedule a time to meet with them after. And how many of you think that you could actually make that happen? This is not a difficult thing to do. So I really urge you to work on that piece. I also urge you to connect with previous customers or clients or your board, highlight them, ask them questions, like find out why they support your organization, then put that into a little thing and put that out. So there are lots of, or like if you sell a product or something, or people have your shirt, like you made a shirt or something, ask them to take a photo with your shirt on and, talk about why they support your program or why they support your business. Some people will do it and some people won't. That's okay. That's not your issue. But the fact that you're making the connection and trying. Okay, so that was number 8, to expand your network. So number 5 was to learn and teach, understand your industry, learn how to teach that and create awareness around whatever that industry topic might be. I use child abuse as a common one. Domestic abuse right now is huge. People need to have an understanding of what's happening in some of these people's homes. The stress of being home together is sometimes a lot for businesses. For people. And so some people could be dealing with domestic violence, and this is time. I didn't even make sense right there. Sorry. My brain's moving faster than what I'm going to say. Some people are dealing with domestic violence, and so this would be a good time to put out information regarding that and educating your audience right now. And sometimes what you have to understand is, when you're in it, you're in the thick of your business or product or service or mission or purpose or whatever it is, you're in the thick of it. And you think everybody has all of that information, like they understand why sports are so important. But a lot of times people have a very steep learning curve for the area that you're interested in. So sometimes you need to start back at the very bottom of the learning curve and work your way up so that you can help them understand just the basics of the things that they need to know. If you've never started a blog, this is a great time to start your blog. If you haven't started I'm moving into my next thing, sorry. If you haven't started a blog, this is a good time to start a blog, or your social media channels. You can update your profile. This whole time that I've been home, I've been updating my Instagram profile to exactly what I want to say, making it as clear as possible. That represents myself and also is clear to my audience, like who I am and what I teach and what I'm all about. And all those things are very important. Sometimes we just slap something up there real quick to get started, which is totally fine. But this is a good time to go back and look at your website and see if you're saying all the things you want to say. Look at the path that people have to take to get to all of your content. Is that the content, or are those the menus that you want them to use to get to those places? Do those things represent where you are right now in business, or was that a year or two ago? Like, go back and start looking at things to see how they actually fit with what you're doing today, right now, or when you get back into the swing of things, how you want people to see you. So this is like spring cleaning for your business. I feel like I'm saying that a lot, but it kind of is spring cleaning. Like, you're going to go through, you're going to refresh things, you're going to make sure that it all aligns with the direction that you're going now, and that you're providing clarity for your audience too. So learn and teach, connect with your old customers, connect with current customers, connect with people who can give you testimonials, spotlights, highlights, any of those things. And then expand your network. This is really important for you guys to do. I'm really sorry about like my voice. Every time I'm on here, my voice is like cracking. Okay, so the next thing is, so now we have done, okay, really quick, I want to add this in. Diane, hi Ashley, I'm launching a 4-part video series on domestic abuse for support people and have seen a good increase in folks signing up for our emails, capturing the specific groups of, yes, exactly. That's so right. She said capturing this group of folks is especially encouraging, especially during COVID-19. I've reached out to help spread the word. It launches tomorrow and will include 2 Zoom calls. So excited. Thank you for all you've taught me. If anyone is interested, please sign up for our emails at Living Waters of Hope. All are welcome. And Diane, that is exactly what I'm talking about. I'm so proud of you. I feel like that is the epitome of what I'm talking about. Like the fact that you got your 4-part video series together and you're sending it out, you're taking advantage of this period of time when there are really no expectations of anyone right now, and you can take this time to do the preparation and the building of your purpose, and then the launch of it, which is what I'm going into next. So, Diane, I have something for you. Number 9 in this is share your purpose. So I love what you're doing right now. For both Diane and and Dee, and if anyone else wants to put their mission up there, I can talk about yours as well. But for people who have missions that help underserved communities, which is generally what a lot of us do in the social life, in the tribe here, you can actually put this stuff out so that you are, like for Diane, you can write that, make all that into a written thing and put it in out on Medium so people can see it, publish it on Medium. The other thing is that you can be interviewed on places like CNN or places like your local news channel or whatever. This is a good PR thing for you. And the reason I say that is because right now, people are focused on COVID-19, but that is flooding the news feed right now. So anything different from COVID that you can talk about, especially something like domestic violence, especially something like helping your kids read during this schooling period, this homeschooling period, where a lot of parents don't have the resources or don't know what to do with their kids. Like, I'm not a reading specialist. I have no idea what to do. I tell my kids to go read for 30 minutes or an hour or whatever. And I'm hoping that that's good enough. I'm hoping that they have enough training from school that they're keeping up that level of reading like they're supposed to. And so you can go onto your news station or, send out a press release to say that you've got this 4-part video series, Diane, and for Dee to say that you've got this curriculum that parents can use right now, that you actually use in your nonprofit if you wanted to, or little pieces of it or portions of it that can help parents help their children read. And the other side of that is, Dee, you can be putting out videos every week that help parents do that. Or you can write up something that lets people download it. That can be your download that people go to your website and download as parents. Remember that your audience is not everyone. And generally, if you were not in this period of time of COVID-19 and staying home, these would not be the general people that you'd be talking to. But the idea here is to adapt and pivot to what's happening right now. How can you educate the people that are at home right now struggling to help their children do X, Y, and Z, or avoid child abuse, or how to recognize domestic abuse or child abuse if you are not seeing your friends or you're not consistently talking, or if you know someone who's in an abusive relationship, maybe you need to contact them or have a code word or all the things that you've been taught before, but maybe you're not thinking about it right now because that's not top of mind. So Diane, I am super proud of you for getting that out. Dee, same thing for you. A lot of kids are going to fall behind in reading. So yes, Dee, you have a mission right now. Like, you can't work your nonprofit stuff right now because you can't be in the classroom with children, but you can bring your curriculum online and make videos on YouTube and make them private. And you can send out the link to people who have signed up for your email, or you can send out the link to the kids in your class or the kids that were in your class to those parents. There's lots of ways that you can still connect. So I don't want you guys to forget that we do live in a digital, virtual world right now. And more than ever, this is a fantastic time to really get that up and started. So always check for media outlets and take a stab at public relations in this case. This is a really good time to do it. Generally, the news is flooded with so many other things, and there are lots of other experts out there besides yourself who are able to get that media coverage. But it's okay to try. Like, if I want to talk to the news, I could talk to them about different ways that nonprofits can still build capital. And maybe I'm not going to talk about financial capital. Maybe I'm going to talk about social capital. So you have to learn how to market yourself. And right now is just, I know I keep saying this, but it's such an opportune time to learn how to market yourself and to share your purpose. So really focus on that. This is part of leading, okay? Looking at how you can express your purpose and share your purpose out there. So what I called this section of these last two, I think I only have two. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, these last two were just like leading your purpose. And so we talked about preparing your purpose, then sharing your purpose, and now leading it. So Whitney says, my mission is to empower and encourage students by providing scholarship to those who have lost a parent to gun violence, even though we aren't looking to start providing scholarships until 2021, 2022. But in the meantime, I was thinking about doing a back to school giveaway via Facebook. Absolutely. Absolutely. You know what? So with something like this, I would talk about gun violence, and gun violence doesn't just start with, someone having a gun, right? Gun violence starts with sometimes domestic abuse. Sometimes it starts with bullying. Sometimes it starts with, child abuse. It starts with lots of different things. There are lots of different things that are tied around gun violence. So for you, Whitney, I would really focus on taking that time and talking about the social aspects of gun violence and how they all kind of relate to that. Not having what is it called? Hunter safety, or not understanding gun safety, kids not understanding gun safety, or parents not understanding gun safety, or trying to protect themselves. And there are so many things around gun safety that you can talk about. And for those students that want the scholarships, you can talk about what types of scholarships you're planning to provide, and making it so that students do start to think about, oh gosh, I forgot that Whitney Jones, her organization is going to have scholarships that they need to start applying for. So you would be talking mostly to sophomores and potentially juniors, I guess, depending on when you're going to be doing that. I assume, is that right or wrong? Sophomores and juniors, I think. So you guys have a lot of options here, and I want you to really think about just putting those things out there. I will help you guys try to write a press release. I'll try to maybe do a video on that soon. But there's not like a ton of stuff that you need to know about a press release. You just basically need to answer all of the 5 W's and how you help. And then at the very end, at the bottom of it, you have a boilerplate that basically says who you are, what your expertise is. So maybe you would talk about your nonprofit and say the name of it and the mission. It's a very short little thing that just tells a little bit about who you are. I would start with your local media first, and then you can move up. You can send it out to magazines, and you want to make sure that when you're looking, and you can do this on Twitter, you want to make sure that when you're looking on Twitter, that you find the editor or the writer that focuses on a specific beat. And I will make a video about public relations for you guys, but you want to focus on a specific beat. So you want them to know, you want to know that you're talking to, say, the sports writer or the lifestyle writer for maybe someone like, Diane, and domestic abuse. And then for D, you might be looking for education. And I'm sure people are really hungry for a lot of different points of view. So the ability to get in and get captured right now for public relations is a lot larger than it would normally be when there's just an influx of information. But since no one's doing anything and everybody's at home, journalists and media outlets alike are looking for information. So I want you to remember that and realize that you can be a resource to them, okay? The last thing is, and I talked to you guys about this last time, is reevaluate your productivity habits, okay? And just your habits in general. I have to tell you guys that it takes a lot for me to, and this is honestly like probably maybe the second day that I've had makeup, a full face of makeup on, since I've been home, because I haven't needed to. Like I'm not going anywhere. I haven't been doing a bunch of lives or anything. And so I want you to remember that you need to still keep those productivity habits up and stick with your habits for your own, obviously, mental and physical health. And it is extremely, okay, Whitney, okay, I see that. And so Whitney, for you, I would also speak to the education sector. So that beat, I would look for people who write about education. I would talk to people who write about scholarships, all of those types of things, because if you're talking to current seniors and current college students, colleges, obviously, you should be getting their newsletters. High schools, you should be getting in their newsletters, offering information all about how to apply for scholarships for those kids and their parents, and what people are looking for when they are giving scholarships. Like, what is your organization looking for when they're giving scholarships? So that's how you can be a true resource to the people that your audience, essentially. So going back to what I was saying about productivity, yes. So getting up, getting dressed, we all can get into that mode of sleeping late. And I feel like this could be a whole nother video on its own, but sleeping late, you still need to be productive, I guess, is my main point. Like, don't get into those bad habits. And if you did, that's okay, because we're all just trying to make it. We really are, without any expectations from anyone. And I don't want to be the person to put an expectation on you, but I think that if you want to obviously be productive, you have to get up, get yourself ready, work out, eat healthy, do all the things that you would normally do if you were getting up to go to work. Get dressed like you were going to get up and go to work. Have boundaries for your children and for the things that you do, to just kind of help give some structure to your day, so that you can be productive in the things that you want to get done. And try to set some goals for yourself as well. Like, I want to do X, Y, and Z by the time we come out of this. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I hope that some of those things helped you. I know that was a lot of information, and I will go back through and I will make individual videos about probably most of these things during this time. So this will be tomorrow's video. So if you did not see this on the actual live, that's okay. This will be tomorrow's video. So it probably won't be posted in the Facebook group. But I am very, very thankful for all of you showing up. And I also will be putting out a poll on what would be the best time for these Remarkable Monday lives. I really do want to keep doing this with you guys. I love doing it. I think I was remiss in taking out the Fridays, but I love Mondays, and I don't know why I love Mondays. I just do. I feel like it's a good start to your week. So if you guys have any more questions, please, please, please let me know, and I will answer them if you guys would like. And Dee says, follow Rhea Watson. She's all about scholarships for students, and she goes live a lot. Okay, so that's awesome. And also, you guys, yes, I think that you guys have a lot of potential, and I just don't want you to let this time pass you by without using it to your advantage. So really, really take the time to do all that and take some of those tips. If there was one tip that helped you the most, I would love it if you guys let me know which one it was, and you can leave that in the comments down below. And I just am excited to see you guys, and I hope you get out there and at least share something amazing. And if you are watching this on YouTube, come join us on the Social Life Tribe, in the Social Life Tribe, not on. Come join us in the Social Life Tribe, and I will see you guys next week. Bye, guys.